on 3, excellent right door, 463. 5-8, we yeah, go. After visual killing.
Ready?
Let's go from there.
Go.
Welcome back to Rocket Thursday Thunder. What are you giggling about?
Oh, our next guest.
You're laughing already. Just take a bit of a duck, all right? He's one of the greats of Australian sprint car racing, and he certainly came from a golden era of the sport where he won a national title in 1987. Brett Lacey joins us, thanks to our friends at Titan. Brett Lacey, welcome to Rocket Thursday Thunder.
Yeah, great to be here, mate. Pleasure to hear from you.
Yeah, well, I'd like to say it'd be the same. You were a very happy man last Saturday. Why is that?
Well, look, you know...
I'm sorry, that's all we have time for, Brett. Thanks very much. You're at the football.
The Magpies have won a final, and my wife is a one-eyed Collingwood supporter. It has been for a very long time. So can you just imagine how good my life is now that my wife's football team has won a premiership, mate? I just added another 5 race meetings to my list.
I'm pretty sure you would have been up at the saddle on the grand final tonight. Anyway, mate, that's great news. Tell me about what you've been doing in the last few months preparing for this season ahead.
Well, we had to make some internal changes to our racetrack. That was the first thing that was on the agenda. We decided that we'd like to do a bit more travelling this year. We'd like to pick up a few more World Series rounds. We'd love to go to Perth. I'd love to take Nick to Perth and let him have a run over there. So we decided that we need to have a little bit more room in the truck, carry a few more spares, and because he sure as hell tore up a bit of equipment last year, but all in good taste, mind you. But
well, his old man was pretty good at that too. I believe,
not too bad.
I believe Trevor Green put you on your head one night very early in his career. Is that true, Brett?
No, that's not correct.
Or he attempted to?
That's not correct, is it, Brett?
No. Look, it's all like I say, all in good favour. We spent a fair bit of time. We got the truck ready. Now we're just putting a couple of cars together. We're going to start next Saturday, not this Saturday, the next, on the 16th at
jackpot.
Avalon for the Invitational Jackpot.
Now, Brett, you spent a lot of time in South Australia in your career, didn't you? I mean, that's where we saw you run predominantly the car without the front wing, the Beretta, that beautiful gold Beretta. Why so much time in South Australia then?
Well, look, in those days, the promoters of Adelaide Speedway, Mike and Mo, we used to call them, there wasn't a hell of a lot of club cars. The club cars they had were very good, but there wasn't a lot, and they were pretty keen for me to run over there pretty regularly. And when they ran on a Friday night, it suited me. I'd run Friday night at Adelaide and Saturday night here back at Melbourne at the Speed Bowl, and it was, just made it a good weekend for us.
Yeah, absolutely. You must have some great memories, mate. That was a golden age when you were really at the top of your game.
Yeah, look, look, there's a lot of really good memories because there's a lot of really good people in the sport, and I guess there was a reign there, I guess, where there was probably 5 of us that everywhere we went, it was out of one of the 5 of us that could win on any night, and I think, that was great, and what was good in those days, it was probably only 5 of us. Now, I think there's got to be at least 10 guys that we'd put into that car who can win.
Yeah, we just looked at some footage there, Brett, when you were racing that blue and yellow number 6 car.
The Scruff Donaldson car.
The Scruff Donaldson two-car team with Jack Hewitt. How great an experience was that?
That was fantastic. That came from a couple of years that I had spent in America and time that I'd spent with Jack Hewitt. And then, of course, when Scruffy Donaldson decided to start bringing Jack out to Australia, and I was struggling to run my own team financially wise with business and young family, and so luckily for me, Scruffy decided to put a 2-car team together, and to tour Australia with Jack was unbelievable. That was one of the best seasons of my life, that one.
We're getting an email through already, Brett, here from Carol at Gosford saying, what's happening with Nipper, with your dad, Ray Nipper Lacey? Yeah,
look, Dad's in really good health. He's enjoying life. He's got 2 teenage kids, so he's gone around the cycle again, and predominantly plays golf 3 days a week. So what a life! He doesn't work, plays golf 3 days a week, and the rest of the time he spends with his kids. In fact, he said that he realised how much fun his kids were. He spent a hell of a lot more time with his kids than he has with us. I guarantee you that.
Hey, Brett, just a little bit before, you said something about Nick tearing up a bit of stuff last year. I think that happens a lot for people in their second year, but you have to be really pleased with what he's doing in the race car. Like, He's going out and setting quick times. He's really banging it up off the fence. When I've always raced against him, you know you can race with him really clean. You've got to be really happy with the way he's going.
Yeah, look, you're exactly right. We're pleased with his progress. It's, you know, as good as anybody that you've got to be going forwards, and we knew that without telling him too much before it happened, because there's nothing worse than trying to create a driver. I think a driver's got to become a driver when he's within his own rights and his own style and all the rest of it. But, you know, I knew that his second year was going to be a year of crashes. I only had to go off my own second year, and I probably tore up more than he ever did. But we are pleased with his results, and I think that as long as we keep, you know, taking a step forward each time, we'll be more than happy. Now,
Brett, I remember sitting with you in an Adelaide motel room just out of Jepp's Cross one night, very late at night, a World Series final weekend, talking about Nick when he was possibly headed more Formula Ford racing. You were heading towards the bitumen side of things. So we could have lost Nick Lacey and the Lacey legacy from the sport. I am so glad that didn't happen. He's a class act, your boy, much like yourself, mate. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I'm so glad you came back to sprint car racing.
Yeah, well, the road racing thing was something that, you know, to be honest with you, I was keen to dabble with. He'd raced go-karts for a long time, and he was very good at it, and then we went into Formula Ford, and he was good at that. But, you know, to be honest with you, it's something that we looked into the future of, and without a huge financial backing, we realised that really there was no way we would ever afford to do it. And you know, I must say candidly that fraternity-wise, I certainly got a lot more out of the speedway fraternity than the road racing fraternity, as far as friendship and good feelings about people that, you know, would help, and, you know, if you needed it and all that sort of thing. So I was more than happy to get him on the dirt.
That's the beauty of the sprint cars, isn't it, Brett? You don't have to have everything. You've got to have it all in the right spot, and you can still win races.
Exactly right. I mean, you know, racing's racing. It doesn't matter what you're doing, but sprint car racing enjoyably has stayed true to itself, and you've only got to look at the cars. The basic design of a sprint car, I don't know that it's changed in 40 years. It's
actually going back old school in America. They're going back to the 86-inch cars, the double reverse. So it all just comes around, goes around, doesn't it?
Well, it does, and you know.
Well, look, Collingwood won a grand final, Brett. Jeez, I mean, like, it took 50 years for them to win the last one.
You know, what's true in racing is what's happening around you, and you know, what makes a car go forward is all the scientists in the world can tell you everything different, but it's the rubber on the track, and the same in racing. As soon as they introduce a certain tyre, then everybody will adapt to that tyre, and that's what's going on in America now, is they're adapting to whatever the tyres they use.
Brett, it's tremendous to have you on the show. I want to thank Kate Searle from her personal shrine of photos and memorabilia that she has of you at her house for giving us some of these great images. Good luck to you and Nick. I'm looking forward to seeing you on the road this year. I'm sure you're going to kick butt, and we're very grateful for your time, mate.
Yeah, look, we'll be there. Thanks for this, and we look forward to seeing more of this on Thursday. That'll be great.
Yeah,
thanks a lot, Brett.
He's a good man, Brett Lacey. Very professional individual too, and his boy, as I said, the apple doesn't fall very far from the tree. Nick Lacey is going to go places.
Ready? Where to go from there? Go.